I've been gone for a long time, YouTube. Still haven't even properly set up the new fish tank stand. But we set up one of the new tanks. That looks hot. Guys, I think I'm officially back. Not back on a good note. I wanted to be back in the basement, actually be fish friendly and fish ready, but that didn't happen. Took some time off, pretty much. A lot of work, vacation, training, and stuff like that, just figuring things out. So far, just one tank here, and I actually want to remodel it, and I'm thinking to do it myself, because waiting on people to come actually fix it, it's the problem. Getting not mechanics, people that do construction and stuff, just having them to come out and do this hasn't worked. So what actually happened, I had this tank cycling pretty much, and it just wasn't cycling. So I broke this tank down and took all the what is it called? The filter, the sponge filter, everything, all that beneficial bacteria that just been there for months. And I just stuck it over there along with the skeleton and the log and the rocks that were in this tank. So all this pretty much went over there, and I still got just a few snails that are hanging in here that I got to get out and put over there because this tank looks crazy. So this tank, as soon as I did that, same day, perfectly cycled. So what came in here was the Cory cats, the pandas, the Sarpe tetras, and the other tetras, and the albino Cory cat, along with the high fins and just a regular catfish. Look how pretty that is over there. One of my favorite catfishes, but they hide the most. This is actually my favorite Cory cat right here. They're very active when you get them as babies, like this size here. They darted back there. So I don't know if I did the video. The panda Corys had babies, and they had about 9 to 10, maybe 11 of them, and every single one survived. I hadn't got a loss or anything from them yet. So they're all in here. Look at it. These are the most skittish. These high fin striped ones, I forget what they're called. I'll let y'all know, look it up. I used to say it all the time, and pretty much been so gone from it and not recording and just feeding them and doing water changes, pretty much, like not enjoying it at all. Look how cool that is. Those are the babies right there. They got pretty big. So this tank literally only been here set up like this 2 days, and they already had laid eggs. Right here, these are dried up eggs. They either fell off or got eaten. So I'm trying to see if I see any more anywhere else, and I don't. So a lot of time with these kind of fish, Cory cats, if you're trying to breed them and it's not breeding, do a huge water change. They love water changes. They love new scapes. And I love this scape because it's pretty much recycled plants from the other tanks, and I just cut them in half and replanted them. This one's like really big, and it's like it has this weird angle to it. Just looks really good. This plant is actually glued to the rock, and it was probably this big when I glued it there. Now look how huge it is. Same thing with that one there. But the tank looks really good. I like it. But yeah, it's all recycled stuff. Brand new tank my girl got me. Just started all with beneficial bacteria that I already had in one tank. And then the 10-gallon tank here, I was going to rip it apart. Oh snaps, look, what is that? What is that? I don't know what that is. Oh, I know what that is. That's an A clutch that dropped. So I'm gonna do a water change in here, clean it up. I'm gonna use this tank for I want to use this tank for quarantine. So this is gonna be the quarantine tank, bringing in a new fish and all that. They're gonna come in this tank right here. So gotta do a water change on here, clean it up, gravel vacuum that all up. A few baby shrimps, not shrimps, snails are right here. So there's 2 snails in here, I believe, just 2. They laid a clutch, like 2 clutches right up there. Both clutch hatches. Both of them hatched. One clutch, they went down into the water. The other clutch actually went up and out, and they all dried up on the outside of the tank and died. So one clutch hatched in here, hundreds, just about hundreds. I got every single one out of here, and they're now in this tank. So there's a whole bunch of babies in here that hatched, and a clutch as well in here. I gotta feed them. When your plecoses do this, they're hungry. Yeah, that's cool. So the only thing I left in this tank was the 2 plecoses, because I have the albino plecos right over there inside of the other tank that I just showed you in the beginning, and I don't want them fighting. Because I had, these 2 were actually with a Briscoe nose plecos, and the Briscoe nose plecos used to bully them, like really bully the heck out of them. So tore up fins and all that. So I keep them by themselves. This tank, I'm going to get an order. I'm probably thinking barbs, a few barbs, about 10 barbs maybe in here. Pretty big tank, really clean. New filter. The one on this one died and broke, so it has a new filter on it. But it has a small sponge filter over here for a 10-gallon tank, and then a 30-gallon sponge filter over there that's been active on with it, you know. This tanks look really, really good. It looks really good with these 2 plants right here. And then there's another 2 plants in the back, and then 2 over here. They uprooted 1. I'm thinking about pulling those out the back and then just bringing them up here in the front, and just have the up in the front looking really good. So I originally was leaving the fish hobby altogether, and the reason for me switching everything into the other tank, because I only wanted to worry about one tank and doing water changes on one tank. But setting that tank up remind me of why I like the fish hobby and I had fish in the first place. I've been really stressed pretty much with like my businesses, running my clothing line, trying to get the fish hobby back up. At one point in time, I was breeding hundreds of fish and selling them, and now I make nothing from it, and I just got all these fish tanks all over the place here and in my mother's home still, that never got back to where it was supposed to due to COVID. And now that COVID is coming back, it's like a pain in the ass. But other than that, doing it, remodeling that fish tank kind of brought that spark back. So I don't know if you guys remember, I had the small gallon, I'll go show you. The small fish tank that I was supposed to set up for my son in his room. We ended up putting it down here. I pulled these plants out of that tank downstairs, brought it up here. So when I do that water change, some of that water is going to go in here. Not to start it up for beneficial bacteria, but to feed the plants, because these plants are very sensitive. And this light is not going to give them enough. It changes colors. Really cool. So I end up setting that one up too, and it was just like, all right, I need to get back into the hobby, back to what I know, to what I like doing. So I guess we're going back to setting up a bunch of tanks. But what I am going to do is this tank here. I'm going to lay down the bottom rim, probably, maybe, and move that over there and just have them quarantine over there. And then move this tank, drain it, get the snails out, clean it out, put it away for a while, and then get rid of this stand, move this one along with the hermit crab. Got a story about that too, probably do a separate video because this one's going on 10 minutes. There's a lot. I got a lot going on, so a lot of new videos are going to be coming out. I got to feed everybody. So, peace out. Leave a lot of likes. Leave me some comments. I need some, what's the word that I'm looking for? Some inspiration, some motivation to get back to it, even if I don't do videos. Because I really abandoned this hobby pretty much. Like, I literally was only feeding and changing their water, and I wasn't even doing weekly water changes like I was. Like, I was doing 4 water changes a month pretty much, and if that.